House kills effort to release all congressional sexual misconduct and harassment reports, which is kind of weird, right? The House on Wednesday voted to scuttle an effort by Republican Nancy Mace to shed more light on sexual misconduct allegations against members of Congress, and here's what happened. In the vote, by the way, just so you know how close it was, 357 to 65.
Wow, that was really
The
close.
House voted to refer the Mace resolution to committee, a move that effectively killed it. Go ahead, Rob.
All right. I support Representative Mace's subpoena here, as well as the amendment to it. And I just think it's really disgusting how this institution protects itself, because y'all just half of them voted to send this stuff to House Ethics, where you know it's going to die. We know that members of Congress are using taxpayer dollars to pay off sexual harassment. We just had a member of Congress literally sexually harass a woman that then lit herself on fire, and you guys all protected him. You guys all protected my own side, your side. And so if you guys want to talk about victims, if you want to go out and virtue signal, and then you guys are going to kill her stuff on the floor and then try to pass it. Yeah, of course, we should subpoena all of this stuff. But just, I'm not going to sit here and play games. I think it's a complete fraud. I think that's why the American people hate us. I think the midterms are coming up, and everyone should go on record for this. And I hope that members are exposed for this. I hope it goes back, I think, to the 70s, because it's wrong that it's happening. It's wrong that we cover up for it. It's wrong that we can't censure our own side because people are busy making deals because you guys don't want to censure your side. It's a deal that's been cut, and people hate us for it. So, yeah, I support it.
Tom.
Yeah, alcoholics vote against bill forcing bars to close early. You know, it's like that's exactly what we have here. This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. And what they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, and this really is so disappointing. This is why the Epstein files aren't out. This is why you have controversies and things don't get out. Because if you have one moment of transparency here, by the way, this is also why we don't have the line item veto. The line item veto, remember they talk about this, Pat? The line item veto would say that you could look inside of a bill and say, wait a minute, this is an Inflation Reduction Act. Why do we have $1 billion going to Ukraine? How is that going to reduce inflation? That line item comes out of here. So it would force us to be voting on very specific things. But what you have here is you have a corrupt system. And the corrupt system doesn't want to have light shown into the dark corners. Because if you show light on this, guess what? Half these people don't get elected, Pat. We're going into election. How many people do you think not get elected if this comes out? If this,
what do you mean? 357 of them.
Now you're not it's no longer allegations of impropriety. It's like Senator Oshana was $40,000 paid to Bubbles Jenkins that worked on your staff and supposedly had a harassment thing.
Bubbles Jenkins, I like that
right.
one.
It's like, that's a private matter. No, the American taxpayer paid $40,000 to Bubbles, and we have a non-disclosure agreement.
Is this true, Vinny?
But Pat, that's what would happen. And what we're hearing about is these are $10, $20, even $50,000 settlements that we're hearing about, Pat. And if all of these go out, half these people wouldn't get reelected in the fall because it's no longer an allegation.
Yeah.
It would be truth.
How disgusting. Like, if you think about this, guys. 182 Democrats and 175 Republicans said, you know what? We're not going to release it.
Well, it's almost bipartisan.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Right. And by the way, on that list, just to make a point, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Ilhan Omar, Jamie Raskin, all these, I don't want to hear any of them say one thing ever again about transparency with Epstein. Ever again. They're voting to protect their own people. And I'm going to quote the late, great George Carlin that he said, it's a big club and you ain't in it. Pat, they all take care of each other. They all look out for each other. You know who she was talking about?
You know Omar's protecting somebody because can you picture her sexually harassing someone? Impossible.
Yeah, exactly. So a former you know who she was talking about? Paulina Luna, Pat? Republican Representative Tony Gonzalez named Regina Santos Avila. She died in September 2025. She set herself on fire in front of her own home in Uvalde, Texas. They ruled it a suicide. Later reporting revealed that she had an affair with Gonzalez while working in his office, which violates the House rules. Okay, and text messages showed that the congressman asking her for explicit photos. This is all disgusting, and you named it, Tom. Look at the timing. Look at everything that's happening with Epstein, okay, about what they knew and what they didn't know. And this is why the trust in government, the Gallup poll, 16% of Americans, only 16%, trust the government. They cover up everything. You have the DOJ lying about this. You have them lying. Pat, I've never been this disgusted and disappointed ever in my entire, once I realized what politics was, than this right here. That's a spit in the face. That's us saying, hey, you know, my other friends on the aisle, we're going to protect you, you protect us, and let's keep going. Only 65, how many of them said that?
And this is protecting the guilty? Imagine what happens when now you have protecting the guilty like this, and then you're going to have condemnation of the innocent because there's going to be AI that comes out in the middle of elections. And it's like, wait, I never did that. I wasn't with that. Oh, no, you're on this website. You're over here. You're doing this. Just wait. We're not going to be able to tell the difference between truth and fiction in the mudslinging that is our election system.
Thomas Massey, I want to say last year, came out and he was held a piece of paper in Congress. He came out? And he said 17. So look at this. That was perfect, Robbie. Thank you. 17.2 million was paid out for various workplace disputes from 1997 to 2017. Guys, in 20 years,
that's almost $1 million a year.
Almost $1 million a year, Adam, just for tell people to shut up. And by the way, that's tax dollars. That's our money to keep girls from not saying anything because of the perverts that are in Congress. Okay, this is unbelievable, but it's infuriating. They're all perverts. It's like Epstein Island in Washington. No, Adam,
264. That's like half the number of. That's a little under half the number of electoral votes.
Call them perverts. But by the way, I'm still shocked. You're surprised by all this stuff.
No, I'm not. No,
we expected.
Adam, I'm not. I'm disappointed and I'm disgusted. I'm
your
not
expectations are here.
No, Adam,
and then reality hits here.
But Adam,
I'm not shocked. What I'm shocked is the vote. The size of the gap of the vote.
Come on, guys. They're going to protect themselves. That's like saying, hey, guys, we want to do term limits. We're going to take a vote. No, there's no vote. Hey, guys, we want to increase our pay. Yeah, we all vote for it. Come on,
budget
guys.
amendment, line item veto. No, can't have that.
But Adam, but I don't want to hear. But here's my point is, I never want to hear. Adam, these are the people making the rules and the laws for me and you to just live our lives. They're disgusting human beings, Adam. You want to cover up the fact that sexual harassment, Adam, we don't know the level of what they're talking about.
Let me try to explain maybe.
What? Explain what? I didn't
let me explain maybe how politics and power works. Remember the song back in the day from the Lox and Lil Kim? She goes, first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the respect. So you get money, power, respect, and then you got sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So what's the famous quote about when someone has money just like power? Money doesn't change someone. It just reveals or amplifies who they already are.
Truths.
So these people take power. If you're a disciplined person that gets stuff done and you're going to be faithful to your wife and not be a total creep, you will be that person when you get money and power. But if you're an impulsive person who's reckless, once you get the money and the power, you're going to do weird things. And that's what these people are doing. That's my opinion on this.
But Adam, you know what they should be doing? You know what just happened a couple days before
this, the
day before? No. Yeah, on top of that. Pat, you saw what Tim Tebow came in front of Congress, sat there, and was talking about the Renewed Hope Act.
Pleading for the protection of kids.
And Rob, I sent you the photo of this map. Pat, do you mind if I talk about this really quick? So, Representative Lauren Lee, this bill would add more than 200 specialized DHS agents focused on identifying child victims, prosecuting predators, and working through the massive backlog of cases reported by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guys, in 2024 alone, the organization received more than 20.5 million tips and 29.2 million incidents of child sexual abuse. Now, during his testimony, and for you guys that haven't seen this, look at this map. He showed this map in front of Congress in the United States, more than 300, Adam, and 38,000 red dots. Each dot represents a unique IP address that has been caught trading or distributing child sex abuse material. This is just 6 months, Pat, okay? 6 months, and the majority of this material is child rape material. I hate that I had to say that word. They're watching this daily. And mind you, this is 6 months. And these aren't, mind you, the average offender, Pat, of these people have 13 plus victims in their entire lifetime. And
Stop it.
13 plus victims, meaning physical victims, average in their lifetime. Tim Tebow did this in front of Congress. Now, the majority of these cases, guys, that you're watching on this map were children younger than 12. It's the fastest group of child trafficking victims is 12 years old. And what's not even more, do you see the blue map, the blue dots, Rob? Go to blue dots. Those are actual investigations, Patrick. Look at the blue dots. Those are the only investigations happening from all these disgusting demons that we're surrounded by. So, Adam, to the point, they're worried about protecting perverts in Washington. This is the problem.
Okay, so
this is what you need to be doing.
Let me ask you one thing.
What?
And I'm being dead ass serious.
Okay, go.
If you could only stop one of the two following things. If you could only, Epstein Island or all this, what would you want to see
I think
stopped?
it coincides, Adam.
But if
I
you
think
had
it's
to pick
both.
one.
I think it's that's a I'm not saying it's like a gotcha question, but Adam, these are the same people, and mind you,
Vinny,
these are hold on one
Let
second.
me help you out.
Go ahead.
This is what the problem is.
No, Adam, it's no. I believe they're both connected.
Okay.
Let me.
Of course they're
You
both
asked me. Let me
corrected.
finish. Can I finish?
It's sex
Adam,
trafficking.
let me-
This is the worst.
Adam,
the worst,
they're watching
and it's
children get
happening
raped.
all-
These
yes.
people are watching
This is
children
the
get raped, and
problem.
they're getting off on it.
This has nothing to do with Epstein, is my point.
Yes, it does.
There's
They're
there's a
predators.
problem in society. Everyone's so focused on Epstein. We're losing sight that this is the problem.
Okay, can I say one thing?
That there's millions of Epsteins.
Are you ready?
And stories you never hear
Okay,
about.
are you ready for this?
And everyone's so focused on Epstein.
Let him
when
make
this
his
is the
point,
real
Jesus,
story.
Adam,
Hang
you
on a
asked a
second.
question,
Go,
bro,
Vinny.
and you just go. How do you ask a question and then
Go,
go on?
Because
Vinny,
I asked
go.
you to pick one and you can't
No,
do
because
it.
it's because Adam.
Let him explain. Go
these
ahead,
are
Vinny.
6 months of people using IP addresses in the United States looking at child rape.
I get it.
Let me finish. Do you think any of these people in 6 months are involved with Epstein or have been to the island or knew Epstein on these dots? And just 6 months. This is all connected.
This is separate.
No, Adam.
You're saying all
you
these
think,
people were on
Are
Epstein
you ready
Island?
for this? Do you
What are you
think
talking
everybody
about,
that's
bro?
been involved with Epstein, everybody, from the Clintons to everybody that they're not sitting in the United States right now watching child porn? You think because they left,
Vinny.
hold on, you think because they left raping or molesting or murdering, cannibalizing these freaking girls that were trafficked, now when they come here, everyth's fine and dandy?
Vinny, do you know what the iceberg effect is?
No,
Please
I
pull
left
that up.
Titanic. I know that it sinks the ship.
This will help you. Go show an image of the iceberg effect. And in my opinion, this is what's going on with Epstein. That you only see the top little part of the iceberg. There you go. Any one of those. And that's probably not the best one. Okay? Everyone's so focused on Epstein when the problems go so freaking deep. And yes, Epstein is a convenient villain. He's also not here to defend himself. He's the devil. The problem is society has a freaking problem. All those little dots, hundreds of thousands of them, they weren't all on Epstein Island.
Okay.
It's weirdo creeps in all different types of rooms and cities with their computer. The iceberg effect. Here it is. Thank you, Rob. You only see 10% of above. This is what you normally see. You say, this is what's going on here. When the real story is 90% below. So in my opinion, Epstein, if you want to put it this way, is the noise. The signal is the 90% that there's creeps in society that we need to focus on. And the real, true villain is your boy, Alejandro Mayorkas, that let hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of kids be exposed to what's going on here. So I don't have, I feel bad for the Epstein victims. I get them, but there's dozens of them, hundreds of them, whatever. There's hundreds of thousands or millions of kids that are dealing with those red dots. Put those red dots up again. If you can, Rob, that's the real problem here. And everyone's so focused on Epstein, and I get it. It's a great story to talk about, but this is the real problem.
Adam, but you
brother.
know why people are focused on Epstein? And to me, it's a trickle-down effect. The problem with the Epstein thing is it was going on forever, and everybody knew, Adam, that those dot-type people were not only making decisions, were not only involved with pandemic stuff and shadow 9/11 commissions. And I get what you're saying, Adam. We are surrounded by these disgusting demons. We are surrounded by them.
I agree that.
And this map is only hitting the ones that are stupid enough to go online. What about the sophisticated pedophiles, Adam? What about those people? So the argument, I think your argument doesn't match that. I'm not even focused on Epstein. What I'm saying is, Adam, they're everywhere.
Okay.
They're
let's go to
everywhere.
the
We're
next
saying
story.
the same thing, and
I'm going to get to
saying
the next
focus on
story.
the everywhere.
To me, the difference is one is the guys that have power and they get away with using their power.
Yeah.
The other one is the regular day-to-day person that nobody knows that's getting caught up out there, and that's these guys. So
And
both
there's
are
so many more of
necessary.
them.
There is so many more of them, but the other guys get away because they have the power, and so
Yes.
they're using it for leverage, and if effectively, the whole concept with Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, how Mossad. That's a very, very different conversation to have. But I get it. I get the argument both of you guys are making. Gang, you guys heard. I think there's a massive leadership taking place at the Trump Doral. Trump even yesterday said, hey, go to Trump Doral. And guess what? We're holding our annual sales leadership summit that we do once a year at the Trump Doral, March 25th through the 27th if you're somebody that runs a business $1 million or higher and you got 5 salespeople, this may be the right event for you when you want to watch this video. Go ahead, Rob.
There are 3 different types of sales leaders I've worked with the last 20 years. One of them are those that are a boss, that are telling you what to do. One of them is one that wants to be your friend. He wants to say, hey, Johnny, let me help you get to this next level. And then the other one is the leader that's sitting down with you, accountable, challenge, pushing you. You can do more, expectation, business planning. Each one of them has pros and blind spots. Once a year, I host an event called the Sales Leadership Summit. This year, we're doing it at the beautiful Trump Doral, March 25th through the 27th, where we talk about topics like this, 200 plus pages in a manual with people from around the world. You have to do a minimum of $1 million a year and 5 salespeople to qualify to attend this. So if you're someone that's watching and saying, I think I'm like a boss, I think I'm like a friend, I think I'm a leader, I want to find my blind spots, click on a link below, fill out the information. One of our consultants will get a hold of you.
Beautiful. Click on the link below or go to that QR code. We talk about a lot of different things. 200-page manual on how we took a business from 0 to 60,000 agents and eventually sold it for $250 million. If you're somebody that's running a business, sales team, and you want to find strategies to accelerate your growth going into 2027, do not miss Sales Leadership Summit.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.